George Cox for Talk of the Town. We're coming to you today from Kimball Farms in Westford for Summerfest, sponsored by the Middlesex West Chamber of Commerce. Coming up on today's show, we have Cultivate Care Farm, the Did You Know Tour, highlights from the kids' summer camp, and so much more on this edition of Talk of the Town. ActonTV had a chance to visit Cultivate Care Farms in Stowe to talk to Executive Director Andrew Loppin about how therapy with animals can help people with certain disorders. We are here with Andrew Loppin from Cultivate Care Farms, and you're in a new location because, we filmed your other location last year. Tell us about this place.
Yeah, so last fall we were fortunate enough to relocate here to Bolton. So we now have 7 acres. We have our 4 horses here, 3 alpacas, 6 sheep, about 19 goats, 30-something chickens, 14 or so ducks. So we really have this philosophy that if you can take and rescue an animal, that they in turn can help us rescue people.
And tell us how that all works, if people have never heard of, what you do here.
Yeah, so we're an outpatient mental health clinic, meaning that individuals across the lifespan, kids and adults, come for either group or individual therapy with a licensed clinician. We utilize a model from the Equine Assisted Growth and Learning Association, or EGALA, that affirms that if we can let the horses be themselves and be horses, we don't have to specially train them to do their jobs, and they can become a canvas for us to express. So I'll give you an example. So with these 4 horses, if you were a client with us, I'd say, George, I want you to come and meet the horses. And you'd come and you'd meet them and you'd start to form impressions about them. You'd start to say, well, this one might be this one here. Maybe he's friendly, but maybe your interpretation is maybe he's aggressive. He's right in my face. And what he's really doing doesn't really matter. What the horse behavior isn't important. What's important is what you think is happening. The things that we do in equine therapy, especially through the EGALA model, we get through things in 2 and 3 weeks that used to take us 6 and 8 months sitting in an office. And we use that same model with the horses through all the animals on the farm. And different animals can really fulfill different functions in diagnosis and functionality. And so the animals don't care if you are black, white, gay, straight, old, young, rich. They don't care at all about any of that. All they care, are you here right now and are you present? What's unique about our clinic, Bolton's actually the very corner of Worcester County. In this end of the county, there aren't especially any good or dedicated services for gay and lesbian youth. And so we have made it a really big part of our mission to inform our clinicians how to be better clinicians on how to work with gay and lesbian youth more effectively, and also how to be an inclusive practice. And so when we do have a referral from someone who says, hey, I have a trans kid who could really use some support, it's not, well, yeah, I can do that. I'm a therapist. I can see anyone. It's, well, yeah, I can work with this kid because I have specialized training, because I understand the challenges faced by kids in the trans community, and because I understand that these animals are going to accept them as a human, which might be an experience that they've never had.
And to be accepted is very important, especially growing up LGBT, animals don't judge. No. People judge. So it's just great therapy. If people want to get involved here, or maybe they think they can help from some of the therapy, how would they do that?
Yeah, so going on our website at cultivatefarms.org and filling out a form really initiates the process. We offer free tours once a week, a chance to kind of meet the animals, ask questions, see if we're a good fit for you or your loved one, and then we schedule services from there. This is Bubba, this big brown guy here. He's a Suffolk Punch, which is an English draft breed. There's only about 300 of them in North America. He and Micro came here together from a farm where they were very, very well loved, and we're lucky enough to have them here. Back there, that Appaloosa, that's Dakota. And Dakota is an older guy. He was a lesson pony for many years, and he was being retired and didn't really have a job. And so, because we do 0 horseback riding, all of our therapy is on the ground, unmounted. He has a great job here as a therapy horse. A lot of people identify with him for a lot of different reasons, because of his coloration, his size, his dynamic within the herd. And then down here we have little Rosie. Now, Rosie's our newest addition. She came from a slaughter auction in Pennsylvania recently. She's came incredibly skittish. She's especially skittish towards men, so the fact that we're in this close has been a lot of work getting just to be in the same space with her. In here we have our sheep. We have each one has their own story. Everyone in here but 2 were a rescue. Ducks are really interesting creatures where they're very much a pack mentality. So what one does, they all do, which has its own therapeutic ramifications. But again, the enclosure was built by volunteers, by students. We want to make sure it was safe, but we let them really design and decide how to do this. It really gave them the opportunity to take ownership of this project. So this is the goat yard. We have various different tools and toys out here. The brick and the stone here actually helps to wear down their hooves. They love climbing. They love to go down the slides. Again, all recycled fencing. So sometimes our clients just want a quiet space where they can just talk, or maybe we'll bring an animal with us. And being on 7 acres and having a brook in the back, it gives us an opportunity to find a lot of very quiet spaces, a lot of serene places that we can journal, we can just kind of sit and be. A session doesn't have to always be talking. In fact, it shouldn't always be talking. It should be experiencing and being present and being in an environment where we can really take in all of that presence and feel safe and feel okay. So we're quite fortunate to have not just the many animals here, but this great space where we're able to give clients that opportunity and to create more of those opportunities everywhere.
And you do have different nights, like one night you were telling me earlier, like it's for addicts, another night is for people with autism. Tell us about those nights.
Yeah, so we have a group therapy on Tuesday nights for kids on the autism spectrum. Wednesday nights, we have 2 activities. One is goat yoga, and the other one is equine therapy for adults in substance abuse recovery. And then Thursday nights, we have a group for adolescents. It's expressive arts therapy for teens. So to learn more about Cultivate Care Farms or to become a client, please visit cultivatefarms.org.
ActonTV was a proud host of the Did You Know Tour, hosted by the Office of Consumer Affairs and Business Regulation. Led by a panel with John Chapman, there's information about insurance fraud, scams, and things that you should know being a Massachusetts resident. Here are some highlights.
It's great being here in Acton. It's a lot greener here than it is in Boston. As John mentioned, Commissioner of the Division of Banks, and we have a fairly broad jurisdiction. We cover 2 generic areas of financial institutions. One is the traditional depository institutions. Those are banks, cooperative banks, and credit unions that are under Massachusetts jurisdiction and operate in Massachusetts and for the most part in New England. We also have responsibility for what we call non-depository financial institutions. They tend to be national organizations such as mortgage brokers, mortgage lenders, loan servicers, money service businesses, consumer finance companies, any type of financial services or products that are offered in Massachusetts. The Division of Bank will have some jurisdiction over how they're offered, how they're disclosed, and whether they operate fairly. Let's talk a little bit about the depository institutions, because that's probably our biggest responsibility. For all of the banks and credit unions and cooperative banks that are chartered under Massachusetts, the Division of Banks is what we call the prudential regulator. Every year, we send a team of about 7 or 8 examiners into each and every Massachusetts chartered bank and credit union and conduct what is called a safety and soundness examination. And this is a very thorough examination. We look at a number of factors that affect depository institutions. First thing we look at is how strong is the capital of these banks? Will they be around for a while? what are their earnings? Are they earning enough to make the loans that they're providing to consumers and small business in the area? We also look at their management. How strong is their management? Do they have effective and trained managers in place who are responsible for the institution? We also look at liquidity. We want to make sure when you go in to get your deposits that there is going to be money there for you to get. We also look at consumer compliance to ensure. Now, Massachusetts has probably the strongest consumer compliance laws of any state in the country, and our division is responsible for ensuring that those compliance regulations are complied with by our financial institutions. So with the Division of Banks, as in cooperation with the Executive Office of Elder Affairs and other agencies, have reinstituted a program that we've just opened a brand new website for all of our banks and credit unions that alert banks and credit unions to what protocols should banks and credit unions use to detect financial abuse. What resources are out there in the community to direct the elders to? And what are their legal rights in terms of reporting these to appropriate authorities? And working with the with the Department of Elder Affairs, we have a great website that we have just opened that banks and credit unions are using. We've gotten a lot of great comments about that as well. And we're also preparing training programs and training materials for our banks and credit unions so that there'll be a consistency in the way banks and credit unions handle this very important issue. And hopefully at the end of the year with the Department of Elder Affairs, we'll also be hosting small coffees for our banks and credit unions to meet resources in the community for elders to ensure that they're being protected.
You can watch the full presentation on our channel and on demand at ActonTV.org. I had a chance to stop by the Acton Public Safety Building to talk to EMT and fireman Thomas Matthews about the AED units that are located at all the town offices and organizations that can help people save lives. Here's his demonstration.
Hi, my name is Tom Matthews. I'm a firefighter EMT here for the town of Acton Fire Department. I'm in charge of the AEDs for the town and the town buildings, as well as on the apparatus for the fire department. So here today to show off the new equipment we got. We just recently got new Zoll equipment, so we were changing over from a Philips device to a Zoll, and so today is just a demonstration on the layperson AED. I didn't unfortunately get one of the professional models that we have on the apparatus because those are all in service, but we can give a quick overview of the AEDs that we have that are going to be going out to the town buildings. So here is a practice device that we have. So we got two of these devices that we can train on. We can show the people in the town how to practice with them. A lot of people have taken our CPR AED classes, so this is the device that we use along with our mannequins. These are the older, if you want to come over on this. This is the older device. This is early 2000s model. We no longer have those. Those are old devices. And then this is our device that we're replacing. These are a Philips model. Some of them, remember, we have the old keypad that we have to change the settings on it. We no longer have this. So now we went to a Zoll. Zoll's going to be supplying all our AEDs. We have two monitors that we're going to be needing for the ALS department. We're actually going to be going ALS, which is Advanced Life Support. So our ambulance was BLS, and it's eventually going to be going ALS. So with that, we have more professional models and cardiac monitors that they're going to need to go ALS. So this is the layperson AED that's going to be in all town buildings. So it's similar to the practice device, but this one actually is a real AED. This does actually provide a real shock. And I should mention that what AED stands for, because that has been brought up. So AED stands for automatic external defibrillator. Some people have implanted defibrillators. This one's external. So we use this in the event of a cardiac arrest. We apply the pads, and it's going to sense a rhythm that's shockable, and hopefully we can shock that person into a normal sinus rhythm and get that person saved. So for this here, simple. All as we teach everybody is to turn it on. First thing you want to do is turn it on, and it's going to walk you through the event.
Okay, adult dad.
So it's already plugged in with the pads.
Stay calm.
Again, it's going to walk you through a situation. A cardiac arrest event is very stressful. Your adrenaline's going to be through the roof. So if you have a device that's going to walk you through and kind of tell you everything you're going to do, along with calling 911, talking to the dispatchers are all trained on how to do CPR first aid, along with the defibrillator. It's going to help you take the stress off the situation a little bit. Again, it's still going to be stressful, but if you have a device telling you what to do, you have an operator, a 911 operator telling you what to do, hopefully the event will turn out okay.
Unit okay. Stay calm. Check responsiveness.
You okay? You okay?
Help.
You call 911.
Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest.
Pads placed.
Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest. Don't touch patient. Analyzing.
So it's analyzing, so we don't want to touch the patient, right? Because if we touch the patient, what's going to happen? It's going to pick up our rhythm, and it may sense a false rhythm.
So if it senses a rhythm, you don't
Shock
have to
advised.
do the shock.
Don't touch patient.
Right, so it's-
Press flashing shock button.
So there's the shock button there.
Shock delivered. Start CPR.
So then you go back into your compressions. So how many compressions would we do?
32.
30 compressions, 2 breaths, right?
Or just compression.
Yep, so 2 breaths. So if you don't have a barrier device, you don't feel comfortable doing breaths, just keep doing the compressions. And if someone shows up that can do the breaths for you, have them go for it. So how long is this going to go for? Do you remember?
Until help shows up.
Right, but we're going to do how many compressions, how many breaths?
Oh, 30.
32 for how long? About 2 minutes.
Okay.
Right? After 2 minutes, it's gonna stop you. You're gonna reanalyze. There's a little bag, a little red bag that's attached to each one. So in that bag, it's gonna have a razor, a pair of gloves. It'll have a towel, so if the person's perspired or whatever, and perspiring, you can dry them off real quick. Pair of gloves, a barrier face shield mask if you wanted to use it. That's all attached to a little red bag that will be attached to the AED. We do have a listing of devices in all fire stations here in town. We all have one of these, as well as all apparatus have the professional models. All the fire department first cars, the chief's car, the deputy's car, captain's car, all have AEDs. All the police cruisers have AEDs. And then the town buildings, PSF, which we were in, has 2 devices, one on this floor, one on the second floor. The town hall has 3, first floor, second floor, and third floor in the main meeting room. The DPW garage has 2, one in the lobby, one in the garage. Narra Park has 1. We have one at the waste station at the in South Acton. 2 in the library here in the center, 1 in the library in West, and I think we got them all covered there. So those are all the locations for the AEDs. We do offer classes. They'll probably starting up again in the fall. If anyone wants to take a first aid CPR class, you're more than welcome. We do publish it on the town website. That's where we list it, as well as our Facebook pages. All right, thank you.
Here's Paula Goodwin and Bettina Abe with a Wild Aware summer update.
Hi, I'm Patrick Snow for Talk of the Town. I'm talking today with Paula, Bettina, and Corinne from the Acton Natural Resources Department, and we're doing a little bit of a Wild Aware update. So, Bettina, for anyone who hasn't seen one of these segments before, just to give a quick introduction, what is Wild Aware?
Wild Aware is an educational program Paula and I thought up to let the citizens become more acquainted with wild animals, birds, even dragonflies, bugs, and snakes that share our resources with us, our backyards, our roads, our brooks, our rivers, sometimes even our roofs and gutters, so that we can bring about a better understanding of shared habitats.
Cool. And may I ask, what is this?
Well, we have a wildlife video camera that Paula and I will install on different conservation lands, and we'll hide it on a tree and I'll let Paula tell you the different wildlife that we've been seeing.
All right, so the poster that we have made here was created for an event for Acton STEM, which is a volunteer organization that promotes sciences in the elementary and in the high school years. And because we wanted to show everyone what the trail cam had captured, we have pictures here of white-tailed deer, a fisher, a coyote, and red fox, and a little chipmunk, and a nighttime photo of a deer grazing. One of the benefits of the trail cam is that it actually records the date, the time. For example, this deer was captured at 8:41 a.m. This coyote was captured at 6:05 a.m. on August 20th of last year, and it actually records the temperature as well.
So just to remind people, where is there a place online where we can see more of these awesome images?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. We have a Facebook page, and if you type in Acton Wildaware, all one word, you should be able to pull that up, and we really hope you like us. And Paula just reminded us we're up to 226 likes, so we hope that you'll become one of those people and follow us and the different animals that we find in Acton.
So how are some of the other ways that you collect photography of local wildlife?
Well, a lot of people send us photos to our Facebook page through a message, and we also get people sending pictures to Natural Resources.
Wow, quick question. What are some of the most interesting photos or surprising photos you've ever received through that?
I think most recently we've had a couple of pileated woodpecker photos that have been really interesting to see. Insects are always fascinating because there's such a variety of them. And I guess some of the night photos that we have been wonderful to capture.
So it's June now, and everyone is outside and looking for ways to enjoy and driving around and riding around. I just want to know, are there any wildlife concerns at this time of year that that you'd like people to be just sort of aware of as they go about their lives in Acton?
Definitely. The major impetus for Wildaware was a lady writing to us concerned about animals that got killed in roadways. So Paul and I sort of started a campaign to get people to slow down at maybe wildlife crossings, which are usually where the streams are. And in Acton, the Acton stream teams put up signs marking the streams on a lot of our roads. So turtles, they have to come out of the wetlands and sometimes cross a road to get to an uplands to lay their eggs. Then they have to go back to the wetlands again. And when the turtle babies hatch, they have to cross a road possibly to get to the wetlands as well.
It's a dangerous life.
It's a very dangerous life.
And so is there anything that someone should do or should not do if they see a turtle in the road and they're concerned about it?
Yes, definitely. You should never risk your life or put yourself in danger by stopping your car and going out in the middle of the road unless you really perceive it to be quite safe and there's good visibility. And if you do decide to go and help a turtle cross the road, always take it to the direction that it was heading, because it knows where it's going. And if you think you know of a better place, then the turtle won't know where it is. And if it's a snapping turtle or you're not sure what kind of turtle it is, do not pick up a snapping turtle. You can lose a finger. But sometimes you can just sort of stand nearby and tell motorists to watch out. But it's something really for you to be aware of when you're driving. And if your parents are driving, if you don't drive yet, just say, hey, slow down. There could be turtles crossing here.
For more information about turtles, what to do and what not to do, take a look at the Mass Wildlife website.
And I understand that you've done some outreach to some of the different schools in Acton. What sort of stuff have you been doing with them?
Well, the Miriam School, elementary school in Acton, was doing for its whole year theme gratitude. So Paul and I put together an extensive slideshow about natural resources, air, water, earth, forest, our brooks, our streams, just to teach kids about how to be grateful and appreciative of their shared natural resources.
Now, Corinne, I just met you today. You are a summer intern with the Natural Resources Department, correct?
Yeah, so I'm an intern from UMass Amherst, and I'm here working with them over the summer, and it's been an amazing experience so far.
So what are you majoring in, and what led you to want this kind of internship experience?
So I'm a bio major with a minor in natural resource conservation, so this was up my alley, and I would love to see what local government does to help out the environment. So I contacted them, and they said I could join them, so I'm really excited. It's been a great experience.
Wow, that's awesome. So what sort of stuff have you been doing so far?
We've been working on the rail trail that's coming in, and so we've been building the first bridge I've ever built, and it was a fun experience. Definitely learning a lot. It's been a great summer so far.
Cool, so you've already left your mark on something that people in Acton will use and join the Natural Resources Department for years then. Cool. So one final thing I want to ask is going forward, what are some of your plans for Wild Aware and for reaching out to the community?
Well, mostly what we've been doing in the second year is hoping to expand our educational programming. So preschools, kindergartens, elementary, junior high, and high school can invite us in. We'll make a custom presentation, come into the classroom, talk about anything that they might want us to talk about, how to, careers in natural resources. And we're continuing to write educational articles for the Beacon newspaper.
We've started participating in some summer planning for Discover STEM, which is a every other year event each in November. It's coming up, and the summer planning starting, trying to reach out to sponsors and people to be exhibitors. And Wild Aware will most likely have a table there again in November, so we're helping to prepare for that as well.
So thanks for coming by and talking to us today. Hope to talk to you again, maybe out at one of those locations, talk a little bit about some of the wildlife out there this summer.
You bet, we would love to. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Did you know, being a resident of Acton, you have access to all this great equipment we have at the studio? Give us a call to arrange a tour. We're going to leave you with the summer video camp highlights. They did a great little movie, and our next one is going to take place. We're taking reservations for August 31st. For more information, visit our website at ActonTV.org. For all of us, we want to wish you a great week. I'm George Cox. We'll see you again next time.
Your days of saving the planet are over, Captain Acton!
I will banish you to the underworld forever, Warlock!
You do realize I've lived there my whole life? Well, most of my life, but still!
No!
No! No! No! It can't be! Oh, yes, it's me, Captain Acton's daughter!
Wendy, it's you!
No, not Wendy. Miss Wonder. It's Miss Wonder now. This isn't over. I will get you someday. That cave will be mine in your dreams. Dad!
Wendy, I mean, Miss Wonder. I'm dying. Here. Take my cape. It's the only thing that can defeat Warlock once and for all.
I will, Dad. Trust me, I will defeat him.